Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And how? Came quickly this week, didn't it?
Sure did.
Actually, it came at the same pace it always does. Just seemed like it came quickly because when you start the week at Wednesday, I'm all about that now.
Is that the new deal?
Yeah, it's our new thing. We're going to start every week at Wednesday.
I'm a fan.
I can do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's not that big
I'm a
deal.
fan.
Are we relocating the show to France?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Oh.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Oh, so we're not?
That's how they knock themselves out. I mean, sometimes they put in a full 3 days. And that's, like a 5-hour day. So that's
Right.
a total of 15 hours a week. Of course, they have to retire by the time they're 40. I mean...
So wait, do the radio hosts in France only work 6 hours a week?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I can dig it.
I'm going to say yes.
All right.
Whatever. All right, so yesterday, our fearless leader, brain-dead Biden, gave a speech and told us how dumb he was.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are here. By the way, if you have seats, sit down. I'm sorry. I once said, everybody take a seat, and there were no seats. I said, Biden's so stupid, didn't know there were no seats.
Yeah. Because he is. So stupid.
Yeah.
The worst. He's the worst.
Yeah, you once told the handicapped guy to stand up, too.
Yeah. That's...
Stand up, Chuck.
And notice he didn't tell that story.
No, he did not.
I'm so stupid, I once told a crippled guy to stand up.
I once asked where the dead lady was.
Right.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, this guy.
Then he struggled with the podium.
Thank you, Nikki. Then, if you wonder what I'm kicking here, I'm kicking this stand-in. But it's not working. How about that? All right.
Weird.
Maybe I stand on it and I'll be 6'4".
Awkward human being.
Oh, my gosh. And it just never works
He's an
either.
interesting man. He is an interesting man.
Hey, he just believes he's charming and funny.
He does.
And he's just got so much wit that everything he does is perfect for the audience.
And here's the thing.
He's
Pat,
not.
He's not.
Any of those things.
Yeah.
He just isn't.
No.
Sorry, I'm just distracted over here. I'm just trying to fix this podium. Oh, I guess I'll just be 6'4". What a freaking moron.
I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? What do you think the audience
And
is
I love
gonna
how
do?
he turns around. Maybe if I use my heel. Huh?
Kick this thing in.
Cool.
And he told us about something we've all heard him discuss before.
You got to guess? What do you think he's going to talk about here, Pat?
Well, do I get no clue? I mean,
No
Yeah, I
clue.
mean, so this is
completely out of the blue.
This is his Bidenomics tour.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Okay, there's your hint. Bidenomics tour, which, by the way, you guys can absolutely own that at the White House because Bidenomics sucks. Okay, what are we going with?
I'm not sure. Got to be some kind of numbers.
Right. He's brought the deficit down by $1.7 trillion.
That's a great guess. Jeff Fisher.
Got to be some kind of numbers. I don't know.
All right, and roll the dice. Here we go.
If I said to you 6 years ago, we're worried about a supply chain, you look at me like, huh? Well, I would have looked at you the same way.
Yeah, you would have.
Yes, you
we
would
all
have.
know what the freaking supply chain is.
We established at the beginning of your speech that you're
my
dumb.
God.
Okay?
It's just not that difficult.
Don't lump the rest of us in there with you, old man.
God.
If I told you 6 years ago what a supply chain was, you would have said, huh? And I would have looked at you the same way.
Not a joke.
I just want him gone.
That's just
Boy, no kidding.
mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Supply chain. That's too complex an issue. How stupid does he think the American people
Well,
are?
Is
Pretty
it-
stupid.
but
most votes
Pat,
ever.
Is it the fact that he
Jeez.
spent 50 years working in politics, not knowing what a supply chain was, and finally discovers it? Or is it the fact that he keeps retelling the same story? Which is worse? The fact you didn't know what a supply chain was, or the fact that you have to continually tell us, hey, by the way, I didn't know what a supply chain was?
He just thinks it's funny. Right. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he knew what the.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. He wouldn't keep saying this. Not. Why would he keep saying this?
Because he thinks it's funny.
No,
it's not.
Well, I know that.
He never gets a laugh out of it. How is he thinking it's funny? How is it possible? Play it again, because it just it dumbfounds me.
If I said to you 6 years ago, we're worried about a supply chain, you look at me like, huh? Well, I would have looked at you the same way.
No! No, doofus. We wouldn't have looked at you like, huh?
What's a supply chain?
I don't know. Never heard of a supply chain. That's too complex an idea for me.
Yeah, but he's mixed it up a little bit now because he's now added the slack-jawed look on his face after that. Let's see.
If I said to you 6 years ago, we're worried about a supply chain, you look at me like, huh? Well, I would have looked at you the same way.
Oh, my gosh. Please go the hell away.
Oh, please. Please. Is it 2024 yet?
That's embarrassing.
Dang.
It's just embarrassing. This whole administration is just embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The rest of the world has to just be so excited about this opportunity
they probably
that they
love
have
it
right now.
They probably love it.
Oh, China loves it.
Yeah, because this is
they
the
have to.
symbol of America now.
Yeah.
This dementia-riddled Marxist pedo who learns something new and then shares the world with that, 3 dozen times. I mean, he is our face to the world. And boy, do we look strong, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I want to add something to this. I'm new to the crew with you guys, so I don't understand a lot of the things you guys are saying. But as an outsider, could you guys be suffering the same thing that people were suffering when Trump was in power?
Wait a minute. Wait, are you saying that our observations of a dementia-riddled Marxist pedo are just because we're biased? Or we're just calling out a dementia-riddled Marxist pedo because that's what he is? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that you may be a little too biased because he sucks at
No, that's why we have Jeffy in here, because Jeffy is the Biden apologist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his role.
You do.
Cover that ground.
No, we don't like him just because he's not likable.
Yeah, he sucks.
And
I don't understand.
And he's the worst president in the history of this nation. That's the only reason I don't like him.
He's just driving the country into the ground.
Yeah.
He has
that's all.
He has grandchildren he doesn't acknowledge. He has a drug-addicted son that they barely acknowledge.
That he says has not done anything wrong.
We now have illegal drugs found at the White House that we may or may not, the most secure building in the world, we may or may not know who it belongs to. Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
Come on now.
I would like to point out that the resident Biden apologist is informing you of these stats.
Sorry.
So that's where we're at.
Well, he's an interesting man.
He is interesting, right?
I'll get back.
I love the fact that they can find 85-year-old women in Bemidji, Minnesota, who paraded at the Capitol building.
Or milled.
And put her in jail.
Yes.
But they can't possibly find the person who left cocaine at the White House.
I mean, originally, we don't even know exactly. They keep changing the story of where it was found. We don't know that. They told us it'd be a couple of weeks, and now they're saying, well, maybe the first of next week we should know.
Yeah, because the
investigation is ongoing. You're kidding me? They knew 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Who it belonged to.
You're right about that.
Yeah. They said, okay, check the tape on that. Let's see.
Let's
see who did
I'm not opposed to doing rails at the White House. I mean, if you got some coke, let's rail them up. Okay, that's fine. I'm good with that. Whatever.
Well, I mean, you have people crapping their pants at the White House. Is it really that unusual? Somebody left coke there.
You pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
And that happened at the White House.
Right.
So
let's rail them up.
It's been happening the last couple of years, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, that's going to need to be a future bingo square, just too muck and fudge. Jeffy, let's rail them up.
All right. Now, yesterday at the very end of the show, I understand, right?
Yeah.
As we were exiting the door and going down to fill in for Glenn, we had a bingo winner.
Oh, wow.
believe. Let's go to Tina. Hey, Tina. Tina in Florida.
Pat, how are you?
Hi, good. You?
Yeah, I'm really interested, right?
There you go.
I'm sensing that. I
Happy
really am.
Friday, y'all. Love you, too, Jeffy, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where are you at in Florida?
Live Oak.
Right. Well, okay. That is perfect. I know exactly where you're at.
I figured you would. It's Redneckville. I was on my deer for July 4th.
Nice.
Okay. So, and you're calling about?
Bingo.
Bingo.
All
I think I spoiled the surprise there. It's a little because I already mentioned that we had a bingo winner on. Anyway, where did your bingo happen?
It was on the fourth column going down.
Okay.
Jesse, subscribe, don't freeload.
Mm-hmm.
To quote Jesse, which I know y'all do on a daily basis.
Right.
The Biden administration sucks.
Okay.
And Keith quotes his Nana.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite quote from you, we are not a democracy.
All righty. Nice job. Nice job, Tina.
Thank you.
Did we get you set up with all the prizes that we've selected especially for you?
Yes, you
Yes.
did. I
Okay.
can't wait for the catchy cookies.
All right. I think you're going to like them. I really do. Have you had them before?
I've
or
ordered.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I have several
Awesome.
times.
All right. Thank you, Tina. Appreciate that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for buying Kexi cookies too.
Of course.
That's a good thing.
God bless.
All right, you too. 888-900-3393. Senator John Kerry Kennedy was on TV the other day talking about the Biden crime family, and here's what he had to say. I love John Kennedy.
Look, I don't know if Mr. Hunter Biden committed a crime. I sure don't know if President Biden committed a crime. We're trying to get the facts.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know this, and I think the American people can see it. The Washington managerial elite, the establishment, if you will,
And I will.
is working harder than an ugly stripper to cover up whatever happened. And that's all that Congress is asking for. Is the facts.
Love this man.
He's priceless. He's a freaking national treasure.
Sure is.
I don't know that I've ever heard that expression before. Have you? Working
I have
harder
heard
than an ugly stripper?
I've not, but I noticed we're both looking at Jeffy. Have you heard of that phrase before?
I mean, I will say I'm aware of how hard all strippers work.
Over here at Glitter
let
Kingdom?
Let alone just the ugly ones.
Nobody supports
Well, that's
overweight.
Are
He
there?
didn't say anything about overweight.
I'm sorry, fat. What did he say?
He said ugly.
Ugly strippers. Sorry.
Are there ugly strippers? Because
Only
it would seem like it'd be tough to get a gig in that particular industry.
Those are the ones that work during the day.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're on the lunch crowd. Plus, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So.
And it's only skin deep. But ugly is to the bone. Never forget that. Never forget it. It's a real truism.
Tough to forget when I'm trying to eat my lunch at noon watching her dance up there. But
She's working hard.
But is the food good? Is that why you're there? That's why you're there, right?
The food is like the articles.
It's the only place you can get chicken wings that tasty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jeffy goes there for the articles and the chicken wings.
There was chef on staff.
All right. This was posted last night on Kanakawa, the Great account, about a whistleblower against the Bidens. Israeli professor Dr. Gal Luft, the missing witness in the Biden corruption investigation.
We hear about the missing witness. I don't know.
I'm not sure I knew about
Have we discovered where he is yet?
No.
I mean,
No, we
I don't know.
okay. So I've heard that he was out there. I hadn't heard these details as succinct as this. So I thought this was interesting. I'm printing it up.
He's accusing the Bidens of receiving bribes from individuals linked to the Chinese military intelligence, using an FBI mole named One Eye to share classified information with the CEFC China Energy Company. And at the Post, Luft claims
New
that
York Post.
he provided incriminating evidence to 6 officials from the FBI and the Department of Justice during a secret meeting in Brussels in March 2019.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Wow, bro.
But he alleges it was covered up. According to Luft, he voluntarily informed the U.S. government about a potential security breach and compromising information regarding Joe Biden, who was vying to be the next president at the time. However, instead of being recognized as a whistleblower, he claims to have now become a target of the very same people he informed.
Wow.
You just don't want to believe these things about our own government, our own law enforcement agencies, and yet, we keep hearing this stuff. It keeps happening. Luft asserts that his recent arrest in Cyprus was an attempt to prevent him from testifying to the House Oversight Committee about the Biden family's alleged corruption. He denies being an arm dealer. I would think that would be arms. He's probably not dealing just one arm, right?
You don't know, that was one eye, right?
We got one eye and one arm. Okay. That he has never traded a bullet in his entire life. He further states that nowhere in my indictment has the DOJ claimed or presented evidence that I bought, sold, shipped, or financed any weapons. He alleges that Joe Biden, shortly after his vice presidential term, attended a meeting at the Four Seasons Hotel in Washington, D.C. with his son, Hunter, and officials from the CEFC.
Oh, I've heard of
That couldn't happen because Joe told us himself that he had no
that's right.
interaction with Hunter at all on his business dealings.
Give you my word as a Biden.
Initially, in fact, he said he never discussed
never talked about it.
So, I mean, this is an obvious lie. It's an obvious, blatant lie. Because he said, right?
Yes,
Isn't that
he
what?
did.
That's how KJP would address it. No, he's already addressed that. He said that he didn't know anything about his business dealings. Yeah, Puddin', we know he said that. Color us skeptical, if you will, but we're not just taking him at his word. I know we should because, the evidence of him lying only stacks up about as high as the Burj Dubai Tower.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's all.
That's it.
It doesn't go into space.
Right.
At least not across the Kármán line. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it comes close to the Kármán line. Also, in 1988, Joe Biden ran for president back then, if you remember correctly. And he bowed out after he was busted plagiarizing speeches.
That was nothing compared to what he's doing now.
Be happy with that.
Think about that.
This is child's play compared to what he's doing now.
I know.
Jeez. So this clip from Johnny Carson has been making the rounds lately. I think we played this before.
Are you sure? Because I know we've
did.
played a Robin Williams thing.
Yeah, I think we've played this.
We've played the Johnny Carson too? Oh, okay.
Maybe it's off the air, but it's worth seeing again because he admits
I love
to it.
Carson.
Now, on the political scene, one of the Democratic candidates is Senator Joseph Biden. Have you seen the problem he's been having? He went around and made a speech. And apparently, he quoted I think it was a British politician, took his speech and kind of paraphrased it as his own. And then the press got on him, and then he was charged also with taking part of Bobby Kennedy's speeches. And Biden says, not to worry, he reassured his staff. He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yes, sir.
Boy, that clip makes me nostalgic.
Yeah, good times. And that wasn't the one I was thinking it was.
Okay.
He sat at one of these talk shows and admitted the fact that he is a buffoon and he had lied and... Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
And then he was going to try some other tactic.
Yes.
Right?
That might have been Letterman.
Was it Letterman?
I don't know, it was one of them.
I don't know.
Because he was sitting.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
He was sitting at the desk
Yes.
with the host, and they were talking about the fact that he had lied, and he was admitting to it, and maybe he shouldn't have done that. And I don't know. We'll have to dig that one up, too, because it's amazing.
Well, I sure would love a debate between Bobby Kennedy Jr. And Joe Biden.
So would I.
So that he could, if nothing else, bring up the fact that, you plagiarized my dad's speeches. Remember
That'd be
that,
fun.
old man?
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Jon Stewart? Do we have it?
Okay, there you go.
Do we have it? That's the next question. Okay. Also, the vice president was out yesterday as well. The whole administration was just out making friends, winning friends, and influencing people. And
that's what they do best.
That's what they do.
That's what they do best.
Yeah, they can't help themselves. They're so good at it.
Well, they're so likable.
Yeah, exactly. And charming and funny. So she also told us an oldie but a goodie.
Oh.
Here's Kamala.
And I would also ask this of all the friends in the sisterhood here.
Oh, hang on a second. Pause that for a second there. Hang on. Play the other one there. We'll get to that one here in a second. Play the other clip because just like Joe, she just finds a story and then repeats it over and over again. Yeah, so let's do the next clip, please.
Okay.
Well, I think culture is...
Oh, never mind.
It is a reflection of our moment and our time.
This
right?
This is wisdom here,
This
Pat.
is deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts.
Present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And
Okay.
we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because you know,
You getting all this?
it comes in the morning.
What comes in the morning?
We have to find
You don't need to ask
ways
that
to
question.
also express
If you don't know.
the way we feel about the moment in terms of just having language
In terms of-
and a connection to how people are experiencing life. And I think about it in that way too.
Yeah, I have no idea what you
wears
just
me
babbled
out,
about.
man.
Neither does she.
I have no idea what that was.
Culture and joy comes in the morning. And
Does it though? Does it?
I mean,
Joy just automatically comes in the morning?
Oh, that's what she's talking about?
I guess.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
wow.
Oh, man.
That's good stuff, right?
Yeah. And I love her in terms of thing. She can't get through
That's
a
her
statement
crush, yeah.
without in terms of.
In terms of.
But, however, would you rather in terms of or her cackle?
Probably in terms
In
of.
terms of.
Yeah. I'd rather neither, but
Yeah.
if it has to be, if you got a gun to my head, I'd probably say pull the trigger. But if I was feeling in love with life, if joy had come to me that morning,
It comes in the morning.
I'm gonna take the in terms of. But what's the other one? Let's play the other one.
So
too.
I'd forgotten that this is how that other clip did start.
Okay.
Where she's telling the stupid story over again.
Okay.
And I would also ask this of all the friends in the sisterhood here.
Sisterhood.
You know that thing about the frogs in the pots?
Here we go.
Okay, so here it goes.
What is it with these?
There's two pots of
oh,
water,
good.
and there's two frogs.
And it's not
Didn't
like
she just tell
In
the
one
story?
pot of water, you
Yes.
put
Yeah,
the
she
frog
did.
in, and you
Pause it
slowly
for a
turn up
second.
the heat.
And
Did she just tell the story?
Is she
and
assuming
it was wrong?
she did? It was like last week. And are you assuming that we've never heard this before? She acts like it's something new to people.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Pat. Are you familiar with the supply chain? Because if I had asked you about the supply chain.
What's a supply chain?
So if I had asked you about the supply chain like 6 years ago.
Well, I'm still going.
These people, I mean, they're so dumb and they expect
They're
us to be as
insulting.
dumb as they are.
Yeah, they're so insulting. All right, let's see the rest of this. Jeez.
Frog in, and you slowly turn up the heat.
Right, and then
Yeah.
And
what
that
happens?
frog's kind of like, oh, it's getting kind of warm in
Getting kinda
here.
warm.
And now it feels
And then
good,
the
right,
heat
to the
keeps
frog.
going up to boiling,
And then
that
he's
frog
dead.
perishes.
Could you stop ruining the story?
In
I've
the
never
other
heard
eye,
this before.
you turn up the heat up on high,
Yeah,
get that
what
water
happened?
boiling, you put the frog in it, he's going to jump out.
Jump out.
Let's not be that first frog. Let's not be that first frog.
Say it again. Let's not be that first. Nobody clapped. Everybody's like,
They're all like, okay, when I was 4 years old, this was intriguing to me. But
we got it. We don't want to be the first
the first frog. No.
Okay.
No.
Say it again. Well, maybe we'll clap louder. You don't want to be that first frog. Okay.
I can't.
I mean,
But you know,
can't believe it with these
this society has been the slow boil for the last
that's for sure.
50, 100 years.
But now they've turned it up
And now
really
it's just
high.
like now we're the
Yeah.
second frog, Kamala. Perhaps you've heard the story. I swear, these people.
A lot of people are jumping out of the pot now. Mm-hmm. That's the good thing. They've gone so far, so fast that people are like, wait a minute. Okay, stop.
yeah, well, I don't want to be the first frog.
The member of the LGBTQIA2+ community last week or so, who was he was putting on his makeup and he was talking about how bad the trans situation is right now and the drag queens with children. I mean, when you've turned up the heat that high that he's pissed off about it and speaking out like that,
Yeah.
you've gone too far.
Yeah.
You've gone too far. And now the pendulum is going to swing back the other way. Maybe just as hard, if not harder.
Yeah, so as painful as it is for them to turn up the heat so fast on society, it's waking a lot of people up.
Yeah, thank heaven.
They're turning the heat up on society? Did you know there's a story about two frogs?
Oh,
What?
really? Hold on.
Yeah, there's a story
Really?
about two frogs.
Why?
Just speaking of turning the
Who
heat
cares
up
about
on
Hold on.
society.
This is story time with Jeffy. I'm really.
Is this where you dissect them in like 8th grade?
Oh, no, don't be silly.
Oh,
No,
okay.
don't be silly.
Let
This
the
is where
man
you
tell
have-
us.
you have
All
a-
right,
you
go
have a
ahead,
pot-
tell the
You have a
story.
pot of water that you're heating.
Are we eating the frog?
No.
Why are we heating him up in water?
Yeah, that's what we would be doing.
It's a Jeffy
Are we
story.
having boiled frog for breakfast?
That's what we're having.
Pat,
That's
it's a
weird.
Jeffy story. Of course, it always ends up with us eating something.
That's just weird.
Freaking people.
Oh, I can't take it.
Oh, let's see what the old countdown clock is on the Joe Biden out of office.
That's not going to be soon enough.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
We need to tell that story more often.
Ooh, 563. That's how many days are left.
Of the Biden administration?
Yeah, we can make
563.
Come on, guys. 563.
Well, I was thinking this morning we're over halfway, right?
Oh, yeah. January,
Yeah.
January we hit halfway.
Okay.
Now,
So-
unless he's reelected.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I'm sorry. Unless
We
he
can't
gets
do that.
81 million votes again.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
Yeah.
Probably be 91 million this time. Because he's got to do better than last time, right? Everybody's so happy with the way things have turned out.
Because that's the worst feeling in November. I remember the morning after Obama was reelected, and we went from, hey, maybe there's just 2 months left of this insanity to, oh, wait, we're less than halfway through this game, you know? So, anyway.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
And
That
I
was a
thought
tough
things,
one.
I remember we had a station event where Glenn and I were in 1992. I can't remember if we were still in Baltimore or if we'd left for Connecticut by this time. But we had a big event to celebrate the election. And
In 92.
In 92.
Okay.
When Bill Clinton won the election,
Okay.
I actually broke down and cried like a 2-year-old girl. Like
Really?
a 2-year-old girl. Yeah.
Bill's a pretty good president.
You look back, and he was one of the greatest presidents of all time.
I know.
In comparison to what we have today.
It's like a frog. I don't know if you've heard this story.
I haven't. It's a frog
Like a
story.
frog.
That's weird.
I'll tell it to you after the break.
But we thought things were bad then.
I know.
Right? And we thought things were bad during Obama. And look at where we are now.
Pat.
It's unbelievable.
Do you remember in the first year of the Obama presidency, I'll never forget, I was sitting at a McDonald's in Clinton Township, New Jersey, and I look up on the monitor, and it's like a press conference or something, and Obama just gives the stage to Clinton in the White House press room. And I'm like, is he coming? Wait, did we go back to Clinton now? Are we done with Obama? Is this going to happen? I mean, it felt... Because I felt the same way in 92.
Yeah.
Same way as you. I was like, dear God, it's over.
Yeah,
It's over. And then I see this moment during the Obama presidency where Bill Clinton is at the podium with the presidential seal. And I'm like, oh, good times are back again. I mean, seriously. I mean, we are so Overton windowed as a nation.
In comparison to what we've seen since. It's amazing how good those presidents were.
I mean, but the bar was low, right? I mean, you see what I mean?
Very low, yes.
Gosh,
and
man.
yet, I mean, perspective.
Perspective, yeah.
Time has given us incredible perspective.
Bill Clinton got 370 of the needed 270 to win. I mean, that was a
wipeout.
Yeah.
And if you remember, 1 year before that, George H.W. Bush had a 90%
Yeah, he was
approval
way
rating.
out in front.
90%. And then they started saying that he ruined the economy. And they just convinced people that the economy was terrible.
Great messaging.
They were really good at it. And they turned that completely around. In 1 year, he went from 90% approval to losing the election to a guy nobody knew prior to that campaign.
Right. Here's the...
well, some women did.
Some women knew him?
Some women did,
Look
yes.
at this. I would like to point out Georgia went blue, went for Clinton, which I believe was the last time that Georgia went blue until, say it with me, the 2020 election when the pipes burst and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, that's...
Look at even Montana. Even Montana went to.
Montana, yeah.
Wow.
I was living in Florida then, so.
Dang. Were you in talk radio yet?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah. In 92.
In 92?
92.
Glenn and I were still doing music radio.
92. No, maybe not. No.
No.
No, that only. No. No.
No.
No. No.
No.
Yeah, Jeffy was hanging out with Hunter Biden back in '92, so he can't remember anything.
Doing the
so
rails.
clearly.
What was the expression
Seriously,
he kept
just
using?
rail them up.
Rail them up, baby. Rail them up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some Friday tweets for you. Sons of Thunder 43 tweets, if Pat Unleashed could fit 2 hours of content into 15 minutes, he could fit a full week of news into 3 days.
Right. Well, we did this week. I mean, we proved it's possible.
Sure did. Jeffy's underwear elastic? How is it still speaking or typing or whatever? Seriously.
Do you feel
that must be...
Do you feel it typing tweets out
Why?
in there?
What I think I'm saying, so that you fully understand, and there's no hidden agenda, is that you're overweight.
Oh.
That's, that was the implication there.
That's not really funny.
No, well, we don't abide it. We don't abide fat shaming on this particular program. So,
thank you.
From ARHZ, there are no ugly strippers at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Well, there's
2
no doubt
a.m.
about
is
that.
always in the morning, by the way.
Okay, Mr. Clock Management.
Mr. Clock Management.
That's more of a redundancy thing than clock management.
Whatever.
Because if you've said 2 a.m., you don't need in the morning. Or you can skip the a.m. and say 2 in the morning. But you shouldn't do them both together.
Yeah. No, I understand where
it's
you're
the
going
equivalent
with
of using 2 N's in the name Glenn.
Yes.
I see.
Yes. It's a waste. And I can't abide waste either. I don't abide a couple of things. Fat shaming and waste. DeGreat Ape tweets, my joy is fleeting whenever Kamala speaks. Yeah, but not in the morning, right? Because that's when the joy just floods in all of a sudden. Hee-Haw the Viking, after listening to Kamala, does anyone actually think the cocaine found in the White House is Hunter's?
That's a good point. I thought the same thing. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how embarrassing this whole thing is.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah. Are we hearing these stories that, they found coke at the Chinese palace or wherever Xi Jinping hangs out? No, we don't. We never hear that. Is his son all coked up and snorting coke off the belly of hookers?
Not that we know of.
Is he receiving $10 million in payments from some U.S. agency? No. How is it possible that we have to go through that? It's unconscionable, and it's frankly, it's not ideal.
No, it is.
It's suboptimal.
No, it is not.
Okay?
No, it is not.
I'm just going to go way out on a limb and call it suboptimal.
I mean, it reminds me of a story about two frogs.
Oh, okay.
And you put one frog in a pot of water.
Yeah.
And you
turn up the heat really high.
And it gradually, the water
just lays there
gradually
because
gets
it likes
hot.
the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once the water is boiling, you drop the other frog in.
Hang on.
It jumps right out.
Oh,
Chris,
wow.
write this story down.
Okay.
This is a stroke of genius Jeffy just came up with.
What if you took a hammer and bludgeoned the frog before you put it in?
That's what it feels like. We're the
That's
frog.
exactly right. We're the bludgeoned frog.
And the administration doesn't have time for the water to heat up. They're like, just beat the crap out of them.
Well, that's not even funny anymore.
Now,
That's what's happening.
Did you hear about the QAnon guy? I guess he's the head of QAnon or something, Michael Protzman.
Yeah, that's your boy.
We lost him.
What?
We lost him. Now, some people think it's a hoax.
His people do.
Yeah.
In case
His
people don't
people
remember,
do.
should we play the clip of him here in Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Here
refresh
he
your memory
is.
here.
Charlie's 56, which is light. King is 41. Freak's 41. Charlie Freak.
What?
AT&T Plaza.
What,
Light
right?
King Light.
Obviously.
Duh.
How many times have we said the same thing?
I love that he just stared off into nothing after he says that.
What are you talking about?
Well, don't forget, don't mess this up.
Okay.
It's not King is not 41. Freak's 41. Right?
Okay, yeah. King Freak.
Because he said
Freak
it.
King.
Yeah, it's King.
Freaking King. Man, I don't know.
I
don't
thought
know
he was
what
something
the point
48.
He's negative 48.
He's negative 48.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
thought.
his
Yeah,
name.
okay,
Let's
yeah.
see in this.
Charlie's 56, which is light. King is 41.
King is 41.
Freak's 41.
Freak is 41. Freak is 41. Okay, so it's not King.
Charlie Freak.
Charlie Freak.
AT&T Plaza.
Well, don't
Light
you die.
King Light.
Like King Light. What don't you get? What?
That's
Any of the above?
What's in that cup?
Favorite.
What is he drinking?
I know he must have been out of it.
Whenever you push your crazy, just you just go.
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I just did.
How do you not
I
know
can't explain
this?
it to you any clearer than I
That is
just
such
How do you not know
gaslighting.
this?
He's like, I don't know why you don't understand this. What?
Awesome.
How dumb are you people? Why are you not getting it?
I swear. Do I have to tell you the frog story while I'm standing here too?
So anyway, we bludgeoned this frog.
Yeah.
So he died though, huh?
Is supposedly in a dirt bike accident, but the people who follow him don't believe it. They think it's a hoax. Weird,
And
right?
his thing
Really
was
weird.
that JFK was
Really
going to
weird.
come back and make Trump president again.
Yeah, that's what we were waiting.
JFK Jr. was
JFK
coming
Jr.
back.
Jr. was
That's
gonna
what we
come
were
back.
waiting on at Dealey Plaza.
Yeah.
Which didn't happen.
So now we're waiting for
Then he
him
walked
too.
that back, right? He walked that back.
Well, he
and
said, I got the date wrong, and then on the next date that was
didn't
supposed to
happen.
happen, it didn't happen again, surprisingly, because he had me convinced by then.
you were on board then.
Really?
Yeah, but I just figured, okay, well, he didn't carry the one when he was talking about the date.
And that'll get
then
you every time.
Yeah, it'll get you every time. And then he finally did. And then
here we are.
surprisingly, JFK Jr. did not show up a second time.
Right, and so then he said that he was in communication telepathically or something with Trump, right?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and then
I don't remember that part.
And so then
And then
that
Trump was JFK reincarnated.
Yeah.
What?
Which makes no sense
Yeah, I think-
because Trump
Did he
was
really?
born. Right. Are you arguing with Charlie
Wait,
Light?
Trump is
don't you
older
understand?
than JFK Jr.
Don't you understand?
Any of it. I don't get any of it. I'm sorry. I'm pretty thick, you know. So.
I was sick of trying to explain it to you. I'll tell you that.
I don't blame you
try
for that,
try
but-
this, Jeffy. Okay, so Freak is 41.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Well, no, King is wait.
King.
Is it King or is it
Charlie? Charlie?
Anyway, I don't
King?
have to. Whatever.
Okay.
Frog and a hammer.
Charlie Freak.
So this guy
There you have it.
got tired of making the wrong predictions. Said, "Well, screw this. You idiots can stand down in Dealey Plaza. I'm going to Minnesota and riding a dirt bike." And now he's dead. He crashed and died.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So who's going to pick up the mantle for QAnon now?
I don't know. I'm really concerned about it. What about 4chan? Who's gonna run that?
Jeffy runs that.
Jeffy? Okay. Well, I can accept that. That's not bad. Do you know Charlie Freak or Freak Charlie or whatever that was at AT&T Plaza?
I can confirm or deny nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as head now of QAnon, you really can't.
Bro, let's
Right?
get some Viking horns for Jeffy.
You should wear 'em. It should be mandatory for you to wear Viking horns every time you come in.
I thought that he was a different
like
guy.
it.
I thought he was just the shaman.
Yeah, just go with it.
Okay.
Yeah, he is the shaman. But I'm sure he's tied in with QAnon
I
somewhere.
mean, they actually did try to make him part of that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. The guy had nothing to do with it. So I think they tried both QAnon and
Yeah, they did. They tried to cover him with everything.
Who's that other group that they talk about all the time? Yeah, Proud Boys.
Proud Boys.
Yeah, Proud Boys.
Yeah, Jeffy, I couldn't find any Viking helmet on the spur of the moment, so I got you a sombrero. There's your.
That looks good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that looks good.
I mean, I think it.
You should wear that at all times.
That should be your brand.
Avocados from Mexico.
All right. Have you seen the new Sphere in Las Vegas that it just debuted? And this thing is outrageous.
It is cool.
Look at this. This is really. I mean, you talk about the things that they can do at Epcot with lights and whatever.
Wow.
This thing is really cool. Could it just mean the LED display had to cost a fortune? What did this building cost? Was it $2 billion?
They claim that it was reported $2.3 billion for this.
So you know they had cost overruns.
Absolutely.
You know oh, look at that.
So
That is
cool.
really cool.
So cool.
Wonder how many different things they can do with it.
So they started doing this on 4th of July.
Look at that. That is cool.
Jeffy, do you have some more?
I do. I was looking at. That it can hold. It's not ready for a show yet. I think U2. Yeah,
September
U2 is the
29th,
first.
U2 is going to open up the place.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Really
that's what,
big.
2.5 months from now.
It's
How
got
many-
it's
what does it
580,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
With a fully
Wow.
programmable LED screen
As
named
we're seeing, look at this
Exosphere.
stuff. That's really something.
It was illuminated pre-launch to celebrate the 4th of July, and it said "Hello World," which we saw. And
That's so cool.
really cool. Remember, and we talked. They want to do this in London too, but they.
Oh, that's like a
They can't
cross
get the
section of
money.
it inside for the concerts. That's what that's going to
Yeah,
look
it'll
like.
open up. You could see inside.
Wow.
Really cool.
Incredible.
I mean, look at the background there of the stage. I mean, it looks like an AI painting.
Yeah. Wow. That's really something.
Now we showed some of the.
I'd love to go there.
Yeah, me
I'll
too.
show some of the pictures that they released that they showed. Okay, so see these. There's the Earth.
Here, hang
Where
on.
we at?
He's zooming in.
Oh,
on you.
okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. Good. All right. Yeah, we just saw that on the display.
I
very
love the
cool.
eye.
Very cool.
The eye then opens up.
Creepy.
All right. Next. Oh, wow.
I love that.
Moon.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And they can do this with it. Wow. Looks like
Plasma ball.
lava or something. And then that.
Really cool. Then the
They
pumpkin.
can make it look like a pumpkin, like a giant jack-o'-lantern.
I mean, that is so. It's so customizable. I love it.
Yes.
It's really something.
I know. Really,
Wow.
really cool. Thank you.
Really something. Plus, there's another thing we talked about, I don't know, last year sometime. The moon or whatever. They're doing a full, well, it's
Like a
obviously
hotel?
not full scale.
Yeah, remember
but it's a huge moon, and it's got entertainment in it. And at the top level, there's going to be like a moon surface, and it costs a fortune to get up there.
That was the $5 billion moon-themed resort.
$5 billion.
Complete with an active lunar colony
Yeah.
and spaceship nightclub. 2027, Pat. I just see.
Tell me that's not cool.
So we got
I
a
mean,
few
but
years.
this kind of overshadows that.
This
Right.
you think this does?
I
I
mean-
don't know. I don't know.
It'll be fun, but I mean,
it does
the
now
moon-
because it's operating,
right.
and the other one's
right.
not.
That's true.
Hold on, Jeffy. How many square feet did you say the sphere was?
It's 563,000 or something.
I think they talked about the LED lights or something. This
No, but you did
580,000.
mention the 580
So,
something.
so I'm just looking at the stats on the lunar hotel here. 5.5 million square foot hotel.
5.5 million.
The replica moon.
That's more square footage,
Do we
I
have the-
believe, than the Empire State
Do we have
Building.
the stats on this sphere? Because this moon hotel is going to be 735 feet tall, 650 feet wide.
That's the
Does it
equivalent of a 73-story building.
Is it really?
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah. 70,
phenomenal.
735.
Yeah.
That's 10 feet.
73 stories,
I think this might
and it's round.
dwarf that.
Okay,
Yeah.
the sphere has a screen that goes 250 feet.
Okay.
Mm.
It
Okay, this
has
is 735.
160,000 speakers spread around the bowl.
Jeez.
Offer 4D experiences with seats that vibrate and wind machines.
Seats that vibrate?
Really cool.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay, that might be your sphere, but my lunar hotel is
Right.
1/75,000th the size of the moon, which is large enough to accommodate 4,000 guest rooms and suites.
Put
What
that
you
in your
got?
pipe
yeah,
and
so
smoke it,
what is your
Jeffy.
sphere got? You got anything else on your sphere over there?
Well, this one sits at a 366 feet tall, 516 feet wide.
Yeah.
In addition to
It's a
being the
midget
largest
compared
sphere.
to what we're talking about with the moon deal.
Yeah.
Got 1.2 million LED lights the size of hockey pucks. Put
Okay.
that in your pipe.
All right, yeah. Well, my lunar hotel has a 75,000 square foot spa, a 50,000 square foot of food and beverage offerings, and 75,000 square feet of retail, and 150,000 square feet of clubs and lounges.
Yeah, well, my venue can seat nearly 18,000 people, and it'll be open way before your renderings
Okay.
of the moon.
Well,
I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well, my lunar hotel could kick your sphere's butt.
This is amazing.
So yeah, there's only a 2,500
Wow.
seat theater inside here. There's a planetarium.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
A 5,000.
Yeah, the moon was really
seat-
cool when we talked about it. I remember talking about how cool it was.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this will actually have a 10,000 seat arena. Yours has how many?
A little over 18,000, something like
18,000.
that.
Boy, I mean,
Originally, they said 15,000, and some say 18,000.
I think there's a line in the story that we had about the sphere that is so accurate.
That is true.
It's that it takes a lot to induce the wow factor in Las Vegas, and this definitely does.
That's
that.
for sure.
Oh man, and this does it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Las Vegas has really become the Disney World of adults. You know, you want to go do interesting, fun things, and even if you don't gamble, like I don't. So, but I would love to go to Vegas and just do all the entertainment things, like this.
Yeah.
And then in 27, when the moon thing opens, I definitely am going to that.
Guys, listen to the moon thing.
Really cool.
Even if you don't stay there, you could show up there, and we'll let you spend 90 minutes exploring the 10-acre space where you can use a moon buggy to pass over craters. How much did that cost you for 90 minutes in this?
It was a lot. I remember it being a ton.
$500.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
$500 for 90 minutes?
That's not bad for
All right,
Vegas.
Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I was expecting a lot more than that. I'll tell you that.
$500 to go up to the top level. I do remember it being pretty expensive.
To ride on the moon buggy. Right?
Cool.
Yeah, and are they gonna hold concerts there as well?
It looks like they have a 10,000-seat arena, so somebody can hang out there. I mean, U2 is going to be over the 18,000.
Because there's a lot of music information today that we got to share with you. Some of it's really good. Like, have you heard about the Eagles' final tour?
Saying goodbye.
Yeah.
The long goodbye or whatever it's called.
It's going to be long.
Is this the third farewell tour they've had?
I don't know how many they've had.
Okay.
But this is, they say, their last. Again. We're touring for the final time. Again.
I mean, Elton John's been on his final tour for 18,000 years now. So
yeah. There were still woolly mammoths when they started the tour.
Right, because Elton wanted to do this final tour because he wanted to spend time with his family. Did he? Okay. Does he? All right.
Did you? So yeah, the Eagles are going to be touring, and they said we'll do as many shows as the fans demand. In every venue.
All the artists are with them, right? I mean, Vince Gill, all those guys are going to be. Steely Dan is touring with them.
They've been friends with Steely Dan for a long time.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. So is Led Zeppelin. He and Led Zeppelin get along really well, with the exception of Jethro Tull.
I know.
They don't like Jethro.
I know. You remember the time they got in a fight with Pink Floyd?
I do. It was ugly.
It was ugly.
Hillary Kennedy would have liked it because it was really bloody, and she enjoys that. So, but I think it's kind of fun that Steely Dan is the opening act for the Eagles on this tour.
Holy cow.
And their thing goes way back. Steely Dan, you might remember, the Eagles paid homage to them in Hotel California.
Oh, yeah.
You know in what part? They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast.
Think about it.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
With some Friday tweets for you, Tamika Baird tweets, "Joy comes in the morning" is from the Bible.
Yeah.
Psalm 30, verse 5. Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's not what she was referring to.
And then she says, "I'm surprised Giggles sort of knew that."
I don't think she did. I don't think she did.
New Hampshire Pathead. Did cackling Kamala really complete law school and pass the bar? She seems as dumb as a stump. Well, I think you're really insulting stumps there.
Yeah, our bad.
You know, she's dumber than a stump. Let's face it.
I mean, maybe she does know the Bible. I want to apologize. Maybe she does know the Bible better than I thought. I know she spent a lot of time on her knees. And so, perhaps that's the reason why.
Perhaps.
Does she work under sinks? What are we talking
What do you mean? Yeah.
I don't understand. Is she a plumber? What's going on there?
Okay. I think don't answer that question, would be my suggestion. Diane tweets, "Of course the coke is Hunter's. All addicts know you bring cocaine to family get-togethers. Can't smoke crack. The smell is horrific."
That's a good point.
Isn't it? Is the smell bad for crack?
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah? What does it smell like?
I mean, it's bad if you're not smoking it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hello.
Mark Moderman. Pat, you always say that you don't stand for fat shaming, but you're always sitting when you proclaim that. So are you sitting for fat shaming, Jeffrey?
There it is.
No.
No, what? No?
No, I'm not standing or sitting for it. Or laying. We can't abide it. Dirty Mule 94. I'm shocked that the people who thought JFK Jr. was coming back don't believe their founder is dead. Are we sure it wasn't a boating accident? Like Pat's guns? No, frankly, we're not sure.
No, we're not.
Anything's possible in this world. I think we've all realized that by now. Speaking of musicians, as we were shortly before the top of the hour break, Madonna had I don't know if we even mentioned this. She had a life-threatening situation happen to her.
Big time. Yeah.
They call it an infection of some kind, like a staph infection.
That's correct.
Right?
She was.
And they gave her Narcan, which counteracts prescription drugs, like painkillers.
Right.
And things.
You can use it for overdose as well.
It also apparently works on bacteria.
If you have septic shock. Yeah,
septic, that's what it was.
And she's really struggling. And now she was in the...
She was unresponsive when she was found.
They took her to the ICU. She spent a few days in the ICU.
Yeah.
And then...
She was intubated, so she had a tube going down her throat.
Then the manager said, well, then we're going to cancel the new tour. She's been really busy. And then her other people have said, well, let's wait. Let's not jump the gun on canceling all of that. Then she was sent home, and they reported that she was uncontrollably vomiting and still struggling at home.
Oh, really?
Still struggling at home. And I don't know if you know this. I threw this out there on Chewing the Fat, and a show you should subscribe to, by the way, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. And I'll throw it out here.
What's that going to cost me, though? I mean, it's got to be cost prohibitive.
No, it's not. It's free.
Oh, wow.
It's free.
Wow, you are really fighting for the little guy. Thank you, Jeffy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to say that uncontrollable vomiting is not good.
No, it's suboptimal.
So I just,
as Stu might say.
I'm not a physician, but I'm just saying that it is suboptimal.
Yeah, you don't want to continuously vomit.
But they say now she's on the mend.
She's better, right?
Yeah, she's on the mend, and things are turning around. So we'll see.
So this happened back on June 24th, and her longtime manager described it as a serious bacterial infection. Shared the news via Instagram, noting that Madonna's health scare led to a several-day stay in ICU.
I mean, that's crazy. Out of the realm of possibilities. Who would ever thought that Madonna would be infected with something?
That's a good point, Keith.
I'm just saying. I mean, the law of averages. Eventually, it's going to happen, Madonna. I'm just surprised it took. How old is she?
She's 64.
Ooh.
Yeah,
dodging a lot of bullets.
You talk about 3 cuts to clown face. Holy cow!
Yeah, she's had a little work.
Yeah,
she's had a little work.
A little.
A few fillers, and stuff. But
fillers here,
she
nip
said
and tuck there.
After the last go round, all you haters, you agists and misogynists and all the rest of you, so back off her. But they were reporting that she was going to cut back on a little bit of the fillers for this tour, prior to this tour.
Okay. Is that because she looked like a toy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
happened there?
Needs a few more of them rose petal baths.
I think she actually looked at the pictures that she was posting on Instagram and looked at the pictures.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah. The last award show or whatever that she appeared at, everybody was like, whoa, Madge, take it easy, babe. What you doing?
Yeah, I know. It's sad. But yeah, the 3 cuts to clown face definitely applies here.
Madonna, no doubt.
Totally
about it.
Appropriate when you're describing what Madonna has done with herself. But bless her heart.
Still the queen of pop, man.
Still
the queen of pop.
Isn't she, though? Isn't she?
Yes.
Also, Kid Rock is back to selling Bud Light in his bar.
Uh-oh, apparently.
Well, why? So what?
So it's big news because he made such a big deal out of it.
I know, but he's got to stay in business.
In April, Kid Rock was so furious with Bud Light's choice of Dylan Mulvaney to promote their beer that he took out several cases with an automatic gun.
His video shooting them all up.
Was it really automatic or semi? Which was it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because people who write stories like this usually have no freaking clue. Nobody knows. But the drink is still being sold at his big honky-tonk and steakhouse in Nashville. The pro-Trump singer, wearing a MAGA hat, said he wanted to send a clear and concise message after discovering trans content creator Dylan Mulvaney was working with the beer company. But now people have noticed, Bud Light's back on the menu.
A lot of people have been snapping pictures in his bar, seeing it on the counter, on the menus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, well, whatever.
One customer wrote, "Nice that you shot up the Bud Light, but it's still in your bar. Ha ha."
I mean, you don't have to buy it.
Ha ha is kind of the new LOL, isn't
Yes.
it? The new LOL.
Yeah.
Laugh out loud. Did you? Another person
I
said,
wouldn't write it if I didn't.
Another person said the other day on the 4th, I was in Nashville last week and visited Kid Rock's bar. I saw people drinking Bud Light beer at the bar. What was all this stuff that he would not sell Bud Light in his establishment?
That is interesting.
I think, as time goes on, people are going to forget it,
It's been a lot bigger than I thought it was going to turn out to be. That's for sure.
Me too, and it's lasted longer than it normally does. Because we lose interest in stuff, and we've got other things to do. Unlike the left, who they can afford, I guess, to stand out on a street corner with a cardboard sign.
Yeah.
But we can't because we've got jobs.
You got Bud Light struggling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're taking a beating. You got Target taking some kind of beating.
Oh, there was something about Target yesterday.
And you got Ben and Jerry's taking a beating, right? Now, after their 4th of July tweet. But I mean, that's nothing new for them. Although, when you start banging the bottom line,
have you noticed though that with Bud Light, then they angered the LGBTQI trans community with their going overboard, and so now they've also upset PETA on something. Oh, is it Anheuser-Busch being targeted for the Clydesdales?
Oh, it makes me like them now.
Honestly, it's like
if PETA's coming after you, I like.
I think what you're referring to, Pat, with Target is Mark Levin
not going to sell Mark Levin's book. So that is a bridge too far for them. Now, we will sell sexually oriented material to 4-year-olds.
Well, we moved it to the back of the store.
Yeah, but so that means you have to walk clear to the back of the store to buy it. And who's going to do that?
No one.
Nobody. But maybe if we provide everybody who comes in for one of those items, we provide them that little cart so they can drive back.
I like
there.
that. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of those.
Okay, so they'll do all that, but they won't sell Mark Levin's book?
Well, the book is nothing but hate. That's all the guy writes.
Yeah. And it's just about the Democrat Party. It's not even about something sensitive. It's not about the vaccine. It's not about the LGBTQ community. It's about Democrats.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's called like Democrats are evil or something. Right? Honestly, I don't remember what the title is.
Can you believe this, Mr. Producer?
I know. I
said it.
Hey, you backbenchers.
Somebody tossed a firework into a truck on the 4th of July.
It's insanity, man.
And here's a peek at that.
And he closes the door.
Oh, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, boy. I mean, we are just
dumb.
He gets out, and
he's fine.
Is he fine?
Yeah, he's fine.
You sure?
He's
has
fine.
he lost an appendage?
No.
Is he still a man?
Look at that.
You remember the Russian dash cam videos?
Yes.
Same thing here. Nobody was harmed.
We can't find any follow-up to this story. Like,
he's fine.
God.
CGI.
He put it back
CGI.
behind the seat in the back of the truck when he's throwing it. He's fine.
Okay.
If you say so, Jim.
And then they just laugh.
He's fine. He's funny. Come on. Look at that. He gets out. He's got all his limbs. Everything is fine.
America is dying, man.
He's celebrating our independence. Shut up.
We're illin', B.
Wait.
LOL. I mean, ha-ha.
Right.
Ha-ha.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, we want to be up to date.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I use such a hip expression.
You want to get hip?
We're illin', B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is... Our country is just...
We're illin'. I said it for you.
I mean, people have been blowing themselves up with fireworks forever.
For centuries.
Forever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, yeah. JPP blew his hand off and still got an NFL contract.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. For those who are not in the know about JPP, that stands for?
Pierre Paul?
Yeah, something like that.
Hell, I don't know.
And in Minneapolis, the police were shot at with fireworks on the 4th.
Jason Pierre Paul. Look at this. I mean, it's a firefight. We're shooting fireworks at the
police. Talk about dangerous. And then if anybody would have been hurt by the police in that exchange, it's all their fault. You know that, right? It's all their fault.
Right.
Minneapolis.
They should have just stood there and taken it and not try to defend themselves. And that's what they did.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that's just another night in a great American city. Yeah. Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Congratulations.
Right up there with Chicago, New York, Detroit, San Francisco,
St. Louis,
L.A., St. Louis, New Orleans, Dallas. Just so many.
You name a city of any size.
Seattle, Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Mm-hmm. D.C. I mean, are we up to 24 yet? I mean...
And nobody gets that clue? You know, certainly not in the media.
No.
Hey, these cities are all run into the ground by Democrats, and they've been there for 60 years in most cases.
Yeah, coincidence.
Surprising coincidence. Because, man, their policies seem to make so much sense. And then this. Who knew? All right. Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. Love these things. Use these things. You're going to love them, too, because they get rid of odors in your home, bacteria, mold, all of that stuff. That's not just awful to smell, but it can actually harm your health. So try this out. Send for the, do the 3-pack because you're going to save $200 right now on the 3 thunderstorms for whole home protection. You just plug these in, turn them on, you're done. There's no expensive filters to change every 3 or 6 months. None of that. So easy. Starts working in seconds to clear any room of any odor. And with over 350,000 of these already sold, with thousands of 5-star reviews online, you know it's going to work. Right now, you can save $200 on 3 thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units under $200. Just go to Eden Pure Deals, EDENPURE, EdenPureDeals.com. Enter the discount code PAT, EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and shipping is free.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
What do you have, Pat?
Copy of someone named Glenn. Is it Beek?
Glenn Beek.
Glenn
yes.
Beek.
He goes by Beek.
So Glenn's got the new book out. It comes out Tuesday.
Tuesday, right? Yeah.
It comes out Tuesday. It's called Dark Future. It's the sequel to The Great Reset, and it's powerful. You're going to love this book. You can go to, I believe it's glensnewbook.com.
Yeah, really?
Pre-order, sure. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
This is another self-published book from Glenn Beck.
Yeah, jeez.
This guy.
I mean, how many bestsellers does he have now? 15, 20, something like that. It's amazing. Let me read you. I'm going to read you and spoil the ending.
Oh.
Will humanity's future be bright, full of technological achievement and liberty? Or will we soon descend into fascistic darkness? That's the decision we all must make. Whose side are you on? It's a great ending to this thing.
If I see that book at Target,
you're
gonna
flip out.
I'm gonna freak
Protest.
out.
Flip out. Well, since they won't sell Levin's, you would assume not
no
this
way.
one either.
glensnewbook.com. And Klaus Schwab, obviously, front and center in that book.
Mm-hmm.
And then this story's been making the rounds here about what Klaus Schwab is going to allow us to own.
Yeah,
it's
kind of interesting. The World Economic Forum, the WEF, has just declared that by 2030, we're talking
just
7
around the
years from
corner.
now, yeah, it is. fashion will become completely obsolete.
Good.
And all humans will be vegan.
All right, that's where we're done here. We're done here.
What world are you living in?
Okay.
Whether they like it or not, they're going to be vegans.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Doesn't matter what you like.
So there's a newly resurfaced report. This has been around for a while, but it's resurfacing.
2019.
And it states that humans will only be permitted to buy... You'll only be permitted to buy 3 items of clothing a year, and you will be prohibited from buying or consuming meat.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
Man, it has something to look forward to.
Wow.
Get out my face.
This is stunning.
I hope I like my uniform. That's all I'm saying.
So we're going to be dressed like Fred Flintstone.
Well, if you don't, you have 2 other options. What do you want?
I have to wait till next year to even try something else, if there's something else to try.
It was called The Future of Urban Consumption in a 1.5 degrees Celsius world. Funded by the WEF, sets out extreme targets for governments around the globe to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and be consistent with the Paris Accord.
Oh, jeez, go away.
Now, we've warned about this kind of stuff for years.
Quite some time.
To actually see it in print is really astounding.
Yeah.
It's
chilling. As Carol Roth, her title of her book, You Will Own Nothing.
And like it.
Mm-hmm.
So this report demonstrates mayors have an even bigger role and opportunity to help avert climate emergencies than we previously thought.
Oh, the mayors are going to enforce this.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I'm sure the elites, like we discussed yesterday with that meme, I'm sure the elites will be the first ones to sign on to this. We're only going to have 3 items of clothing, and we're not going to take private jets, and we're going to eat bugs, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Jeffy, do you have plans on Tuesday? Do you have anything going on Tuesday? Because I believe that's when Glenn's new book comes out, and it will be available. It will be available at Target. Here it is at Target.
Oh, wow.
Target.com for pre-order. There you can see Glenn Beck's new book.
Take that, Mark Levin.
That's interesting. Let's see how long that lasts, right?
Right.
Fascinating.
That is.
You're going to go protest, right, on Tuesday?
Oh, yeah. I'll be out on a street corner with a cardboard sign.
I'm going to throw some kind of paint all over the store.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Got some tweets here. Killer's Miz tweets, God willing, I'll be at the Sphere in September.
Oh, cool.
See you there.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
Cool.
Show
Fourth down and long. Great idea. Zoom in on Jeffy's phone.
I didn't have any tabs open. It's fine. It was just my Instagram picture. That's fine. You can follow me on Instagram, Jeff Fisher Radio. It's fine.
Brilliant point, though.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Pat's yellow headphone sticker tweets, it's risky business when Jeffy starts scrolling through his phone on live TV. Yeah.
What was the point? Somebody was making the point during the break here in Las Vegas. Whoever's running that Sphere, was that Chris or was it you, Jeffy?
Well, Chris and I were discussing the fact that it's going to happen.
Leave a tab open, and the Sphere has got who knows what images and videos.
There's going to be great images on that Sphere.
That Sphere, I guarantee you, on the dark web right now is target number 1 for hackers. There's somebody wants.
There's going to be some interesting photos, some interesting film being projected on the Sphere. It'd be awesome, actually.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog tweets, Kid Rock did use a full auto when shooting the bud.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. Sasquatch Snoobage, throwing a firework in a truck. I bet Americans are looking for a fast way to win the Darwin Awards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, got a couple of lighthearted things to share with you. Just get you in a weekend mood. Yeah, Keith found more.
More animal videos. Yeah,
animal videos. Squirrels apparently
Jeffy,
cooling off here.
You see Jeffy's reaction?
Mm-hmm.
This next video, I think Jeffy will actually respect these squirrels.
Would you put money on that?
I would put money.
Really?
He's not going to give me that satisfaction. Just know inside his twisted brain, he's laughing.
Let's see it.
Look at that. The squirrel's cooling off here. See, look how he's cooling off there. He's laying on top
of an air conditioning unit.
Yeah. Look how he's laying there. Jeffy thinks. That's interesting.
I mean, I will say I don't think he's cooling off, but okay.
Things get hot.
If you want to go with that he's cooling off like that, you go with it.
Okay, so is that Jeffy approved? You like that,
There's
right?
not a chance I'm laying on
You
that
respect
thing.
that squirrel?
Cooling off. Okay.
Cooling something off.
You ain't lying.
You liked it though, right, Jeffy? Come on, you like the squirrel laid and sprawled
Cute.
out
It's
on
just
top
so
of
cute.
a...
They're just so darn cute.
If you're listening to the audio only, the squirrel was laying sprawled out on top of an air conditioning unit, just cooling off.
On the air handler,
if you will.
Face down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got a lot of air conditioners for... Is that a house? We got 3 or 4 of those units there.
Isn't the top of that hot too? By the way,
It's just it blows air. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
it's
think
just
it's
an air
hot.
handler,
I don't
outside air handler. Yeah.
Adam the duck went on his first swim. We've got evidence of that too.
Oh,
here it
This
is.
is my pet duck Adam going for his first swim.
Aw.
Be careful, Adam. Adam.
That's right. I love it. Goodbye.
You are dumb, dude.
I am out.
You take that duck.
I think that's CGI.
What?
Yes, I'm with you on that.
What do you mean? This is
I'm with you. Once
Watch.
it gets into the water, CGI.
Yeah, no way.
That's not real.
That's not real.
Yeah.
What?
That's not
not
real.
real.
It's not real.
No
You're
way
right.
is that real.
No way.
All right. Mm-hmm. I mean, the squirrel.
It was well done though. But if they can't move that fast, right? Show it again. I mean, look at the
Adam the
acceleration
duck is not
here.
going to be swimming that
This is my
fast.
pet duck Adam going for his first swim. Be careful, Adam.
Yeah, that's not real.
Adam.
Like a speedboat. It's not real.
Not
There's
real.
no way.
That is
I
not
have had an animal go
Adam
fly
going
away
for
from me
his
like
first
that.
swim. Be careful, Adam.
It's funny because it's not real.
Yeah. It's better.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Yeah.
Huh, all right, if you say so. No one else is saying that. Everyone says
That can't be
Oh,
real.
that's the way that's
Come on.
real.
Come on now. I don't know. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Point of personal privilege. Yes. Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Right.
Thank you.
It's a powerful.
Yes, it is.
Suggestion. By the way, we of course are all over the socials. All over the socials out there. We're socialifying. Socialifying is what we're doing. We got youtube.com/Pat Gray. Then, of course, Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. All 3 at Pat Unleashed. Then we also have conspiracies@theblaze.com. Email us with your idea, something you'd like us to tackle on the last Friday of the month for our Freaky Friday show. Last week was really fun because we had Flat Earth Dave on.
Yeah.
And people talked about that all week long, I noticed. And so that's what we love to have happen. And the next one is, it's the
Malaysian
Airlines.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
A lot of theories about where that plane got off to because it vanished.
Sure
And
did.
We don't know where it is.
It's weird. It's like an episode of Lost.
A season.
That is stretched on
A series.
longer than the actual Lost series stretched on. But, all right. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. All right. Hey, did you know that at this point in his presidency, Joe Biden is at the lowest approval rate since Jimmy Carter? Pretty bad.
Surprised it's that high.
Pretty bad.
No kidding.
It's 40.5%. I'm kind of surprised it's that high. It should be about, 0. It should be at 0%.
It should be 0. You would think that it would be closer to 0, that's for sure.
Much.
But I feel like maybe that's just because they still are ranking him up against Trump, right? I mean, the hatred for Trump.
Right. Yes. And, Democrats are never going to admit that this guy's completely out to lunch. And he's not coming home for dinner. He's not. So don't expect him. Don't put out a place setting for him. It's not going to happen.
Well, unless you tell him little kids are going to be over to visit, then he might show up.
Then, yeah.
If he remembers.
Can I sit next to the kid? Yeah, then he'll be there.
Plus, I don't know if you're aware, we are sending finally this week, another shipment to Ukraine.
Yeah, we are. It's not $1 billion.
It's only $800 million. It's not $1 billion. I mean, we're getting really stingy in our old age. And we just had another birthday, and we're thinking, I might have to put some away for a rainy day. So only $800 million this week.
Right.
So great. It's a new package they're going to officially announce today, and it's going to include dozens of Bradley and Stryker fighting vehicles. In other words, you might recognize that as a tank, air defense missiles, and anti-mine.
But we are
equipment.
not involved.
But
in
we're
this
not
war.
involved. And we're not going to send them tanks or
No.
armored vehicles.
Or planes or nothing.
Jets.
Nothing. We're not involved
So
in this
more
at all.
vehicles to just vanish, as we learned on yesterday's Pat Gray Overtime.
Yes.
We have no idea where they're at. Whatever. Send them more.
I mean, how long do you want to keep track of these things, Keith? More than a day or two?
It's enraging.
Oh, man.
That if you missed it yesterday, we played the long 13 minutes or so of the journalist in front of the United Nations detailing.
I bet that was good.
Exactly where this money is going, who's benefiting, why it's happening. It's insanity. We're not a nation.
Did they put a figure out there during that of how much we've given them combined?
He wasn't going through it like a spreadsheet or anything. He was just kind of explaining how this is a complete and total scam. Which is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, really, he broke it down to all the weapons and the vehicles. I'm fascinated. I don't know that I've seen this.
Well, you come to yesterday's Pat Gray
I'm not
Overtime,
gonna do
available
that.
at
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
blazetv.com/Pat if you would like to
Well,
sign
let's say
up.
I'm not going to do that when I have you right here.
Why would you say that, though? Why would you not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you even? I mean,
why would you not?
You're always pimping your show. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard yourself talk, but you're always telling people to go to
Chewing the
Fat, Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, hello.
And I can only do it.
Review it.
Yeah, it's only
20
free.
stars is the appropriate
Best podcast
number.
ever. I don't know why it's.
And I'm trying to keep the price down.
I'm in there fighting for you.
Actually,
'cause I love you, man.
Actually, that only happens here.
So, if you are not in favor of the $800 million we're sending this week, or any of the other aid that we've given Ukraine, then that leads me to wonder, if you're so in love with Putin, why don't you marry him?
Yeah.
Why don't you marry him?
You're a Putin puppet, is what you are.
Did that guy at the UN say that? Did he say that?
Nobody should have. He should have. Incredible. Another $800 million. And seriously, people I think are so conditioned now, they're like, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need that. Yeah, it's only 800. It's not $1 trillion. Let me know when it gets to $1 trillion. We just did. Okay.
Thank you.
And
What do you want to bet?
there.
We don't know the half of what they've sent over there. And we heard the phrase $200 billion months ago, actually. It's been months now. So we've probably doubled that. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's the case.
It's infuriating.
It sure is.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're up to $500 billion right now, because they just do this in drips and drabs so they can placate us.
And on Fridays.
Yes, and on Fridays. Always the dump of the week on Friday. Jeez.
And so I know we want this cocaine thing to go away, but I hope it doesn't.
But
because
before
I want to keep burying them with this too.
Before we move too
White
far
House,
away
the United States.
from Ukraine, just be sure, the Associated Press wants to make sure that you aren't referring to it or any of the other former Soviet republics as, well, former Soviet republics. There you go, Associated Press. Style book update, new guidance.
Okay.
That's
nice.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Don't use former Soviet republics for the group of 14 countries besides Russia that existed within the former Soviet Union.
Thank you, comrade. We appreciate your cooperation in this regard. Marx.
I mean,
dangerous moron.
but that's what
Are those the words?
they are.
I don't know that I've ever heard those words.
State.
I don't know that I've ever heard those words.
Love it. Since the war began, Chris just brought me this information.
Thank you. Good stuff.
Since the war began, the Biden administration and Congress have directed more than $75 billion. Oh, come on, that's way low.
No.
That is way low.
Yeah, because they always they don't break it down what they've.
They say that includes humanitarian, financial, and military support. That is not true.
That's not true.
It's not. That's a flat out, bald-faced lie.
Absolutely is a lie.
So, I mean, Chris, are you working for Putin? Or what?
Yeah.
If you love him so much, why don't you marry him then?
I don't know how that fit, but I went with it. Are you working for Zelensky? Are you working for Zelensky? You were trying to get more? What is going on?
Are you working for Zelensky now? I mean,
if I took a moment to really think it through, I'd figure out who you're working for. But obviously, it's somebody.
We don't care enough to really think it
doesn't matter.
You're working for Biden?
Yesterday, we talked about the woman who committed suicide by stabbing herself in the back of the neck and the back and in the scalp of her head.
And that's the most common way to go if you're going to kill yourself.
If you've seen it once.
You're not saying that couldn't have been suicide.
I'm saying it is. Obviously, it's suicide. That's what I'm saying. It's obvious.
Okay.
How often do people do that? As Keith just asked.
I mean, it's a regular thing. I'm dead yet? No, I'm not dead.
Die me, die! And they just keep and then in front, just for good measure.
Oh, yeah. Then,
now, this is interesting because we got this tweet.
How many stab wounds was it? 20?
It was 20, right around 20. Pathead Stephen Ayers sent us this note about that stabbing death on the Greenberg murder. Murder? You mean suicide?
Again, here we go.
Here we go.
Messaging people.
Right. If you love Putin so much, why don't you marry him?
Why are you covering up for this?
This is like a Putin
It
suicide.
sure is. It sure is. Next you're going to tell me she fell out of a balcony.
Right. After she stabbed herself 20 times. So on this subject, a few of the stab wounds were administered after she died.
Huh?
And how many times have we seen that? The corpse.
Yeah.
I'm not dead enough.
Right.
I'm going to stab myself a few more times.
It's her ghost.
Okay.
Hated her so much, came back to pile on.
All right.
What in this?
That's just crazy. So apparently the boyfriend's family are friends with the Attorney General in Pennsylvania.
According to Stephen
who's
here.
now governor.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
The plot thickens.
Doesn't it, though? So, yeah, because you wonder, well, why? Why would they take this and try to twist it into a suicide when it's, a 4-year-old could tell you that's not suicide. Nobody's stabbing themselves in the back of the neck to kill themselves, right?
Whatever. Suicide's a serious thing.
It is. It is. It's
a laughing matter.
It's really not.
Well, thank you, Jeffy.
I think the MASH theme said it best.
Suicide is
it's painful, but I don't think that's what they were saying. Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. And you know what? I can take or leave it, if I please. Been a while since I've heard that.
It has been a long time.
Is anybody even playing the reruns of MASH?
I don't know.
I don't think so. But here's a really tragic story of discrimination. This is pissing me off.
Oh, I don't like these.
There's a woman who says that she can't get a job, not even cleaning toilets.
Oh,
why?
What is up?
Because you got a couple of tattoos, right? 800 of them. Here's where she started.
It is kind of
on
ridiculous
her face.
that she can't get a job.
Yeah, but it is because she should be able to interact with the public.
You say 800?
I said 800. Yeah. Go to the next photos.
Okay. Oh, hey.
There she is.
There's an update.
Yeah, a little bit more filled in.
I see.
It's closer to what she looks like
Is she in debt
now.
and she needs a job to pay for all these tattoos she's racked
become
up on
addicted.
A credit card?
It's like an illness now. She's addicted to it.
Oh.
Hey,
3 layers apparently of tats on her face.
When you start getting the ink, man, you start getting used to the burn.
Hold on a second. So in many places around the country, we hold bartenders responsible for serving extra drinks after someone is clearly inebriated.
Yeah.
Are there any laws that say, yo, tattoo dude,
tell her no.
Stop marking her up her face there for the.
I mean,
you've already plowed that land.
Right.
Stop.
I mean, the only place left is inside her body. So
no, don't give her ideas.
Start those tats.
I mean, I'm surprised she isn't at least trying to earn some money as an influencer on social media with the tats. Just use them to your advantage. That's what Homeboy does. The guy in France that has, I mean, he's cut appendages off and tattooed. That he has implants with the devil ears. And
Show me where to click to watch those videos.
Is he what did you just call him?
Homeboy.
Is he a homeboy or is he a dingle?
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused.
He's a homeboy.
He is a homeboy, not a dingle.
Hold on, we should actually noodle this out. What is the difference between a homeboy, a dingle, and your boy?
Yeah. Where's
the line?
How do you differentiate between a dingle, a homeboy, and a dingleberry?
A dingleberry?
Wow. Yeah.
And I want to know, honestly, I want to know how someone qualifies to be, quote, your boy, end quote.
Yeah, right.
Like, where do we get to that threshold? Hey, I saw where your boy, like, how do you get there? How do you get there, man?
This is a person I've never met. How did he get to be my boy?
He just does.
That's weird.
He just does.
Okay.
I think that's a special edition of Chewing the Fat.
It could be a special edition of Chewing the Fat. It definitely could be.
You know, it makes sense not to. People have standards, and as much as you want to take those away from us, it's just not good business to have a person with 800 tats where she's got this face of tattoos now. Facing the public. You can't have that. Okay. Now, why won't they hire her to clean toilets? Right. I don't know.
Toilets are scared.
And so, and so let's, if she would come in and say,
look at that,
was able to make Kexi cookies.
Right.
You're staying in the back. I mean, way in the back, like in the closet.
No, I'm serious now. The company, You're right. Companies, at that first impression, right? It's like, ooh.
Have the other 8 billion of us on this planet all died, and she's the only one that can do this?
The unemployment rate must be really.
So hold on. That first impression, you're right.
This is
we still haven't passed that, right? I mean,
we're not, and we're not going to get past that because we just have these things built into us.
So this chick,
tats are fine.
That's fine. I don't care if you have a tat, but look, that's insane.
She's got an obsession. She shaved her head so she would have more of a
more space for tats.
Yeah, that's and again, maybe the toilets. I mean, maybe they're just scared of her,
and maybe because
they've seen some things.
If you have that many tats, there's just something.
Another issue.
There's just something wrong with
another issue.
Yes, there might be mental illness involved. I know that's way out on a limb.
Okay, so I can solve this problem for her.
Okay,
she needs to start identifying as a dude, and a company doesn't want to be put in a position where they're discriminating against a trans person.
There you go.
And they're we'll put you up front here at the window.
That's her solution
and
right
as
there.
As soon as she's hired and starts working and somebody starts complaining, she can just start screaming homophobe.
Yeah.
And they can shut up.
Yeah. So if you identify as LGBTQ+, why then you're in, right? You can clean our toilets.
Absolutely. Inked or no
won't
ink.
stop you. Yeah. Right. By the way, is LGBTQ+, is that the streaming service for LGBTQ?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got your Paramount Plus, you got your Disney Plus, and now we have the LGBTQ Plus. So I'm just curious.
What kind of shows are you going to have on the old... Well, you know what? Don't answer that one.
No, I don't think we should.
First show is Sphere.
Sphere.
We got to get to this, though. How good things are right now.
Good. I like good news.
I hate to sound like a political ad for the Biden administration, but here we are. Okay. I thought you might have noticed lately how good the economy is.
Bidenomics. Bidenomics taking off.
Bidenomics. Yes. So, for instance, here's one of the examples that I would cite. The 2021 rate for 30-year fixed interest rates on your home.
Okay.
They were 2.96%.
Back in 2021.
A little bit under 3%.
Huh.
In 2023, the rate is 7.7%.
Yeah, but what does that do?
Well, for instance, let's say you took out a loan for $399,999.
Okay.
All right.
The total cost of that loan back in 2021 would have been $604,180. That's a difference of $204,000.
Okay.
In 2023, let's say you buy the same house for $399,999. It'll only set you back over the lifetime of the loan, $1,027,529.
Bidenomics.
So the difference in interest paid on that $400,000 house goes from $204,000 to $627,000.
Think of that, and then you wonder why is
it's
the
the
housing
difference of
market
the price of the house?
Why is the housing market stagnant? Huh? That's weird. That's just really weird.
It really is weird. Bidenomics from the middle out.
Yeah. Providing you with just 157% more than the home costs you. That's great.
I got to really love that house, man.
Oh, man.
I'm your nightmare.
Yeah.
It's hard to take, isn't it? And then you see him stand up and take credit for all of this mess and make it out as if
it's working.
It's been so good. It's been so good for him.
Working.
I was having a conversation with a friend of mine last night. Do we honestly think, gun to your head, it's August, let's see, July is the Republicans, August is Democrats. August of 2024 at the Democrat convention, we honestly think that Joe Biden's going to walk out of there as the nominee for the Democrats?
I hope not. I've been seeing a lot more headlines like, who will replace Joe Biden if he drops out of the race?
Right.
There's a lot of people expecting him to do that. I just think he's too egomaniacal, and so is Jill.
As long as they keep doctoring him up, and he's able to, fast arm out the door. He'll show up.
That's another thing I meant to bring to the table, and I forgot. But there's a thing going around about Biden with a detached earlobe. And one where it's
that's been going
attached.
around. Like
Have
there's
you seen
multiple
that?
Bidens.
Yes, like he's using a body double. And in one side-by-side picture, you can tell it's not the same guy. That's not the same person.
I love this.
They've got different features.
And coming up on a Conspiracy Show Friday near you.
Is Joe Biden dead? And has he been for a long time, so they're using other people now?
Right, well.
Did you see the movie?
I can't believe people think the QAnon guy is still alive. I can't believe the QAnon guy is still alive.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
We've got multiple Joe Bidens out there.
Of course.
Amazing.
Everybody knows that, Jeffy. Multiple Joe Bidens out there.
mean,
one of them can do number. Oh, no. Actually, none of them can do numbers.
Right.
But no, this is the point my friend made last night about, and this is Paul, who we've shared texts in the past where he's mocked Democrats that reach out for, like, can I count on your vote? No. So he just said that this cocaine thing, he said this won't happen, but I'd really like to see this all come back on old Hunter. The plea deal would have to fall apart, right, with the cocaine. It's part of the probation, right? He'd be violating the terms of parole at that point. In that unlikely case, maybe you'd see some actual discovery, and then the whole presidency would implode. But he said that's not going to happen.
No,
but
it's not
it's nice to think that. But it's going to be interesting to see where this cocaine thing goes, because I'm surprised the press is not letting this go. And it's rare that you can say that about something with the press and a Democrat president.
That's because they're trying to make it into it could be the press's. Right? I mean, they keep changing where it is.
It always comes back to that.
And
if it affects them.
It's doorways that they go in a lot. It's a heavily trafficked area. And they're trying to turn it around that, it could be them.
When there's that's a great point. Whenever there's something that could indict the press for fill in the blank, that's when they're motivated to actually do some journalism.
Right. No, you know what? It's not us. I don't know. I mean, it's just... I just find it incredible that we're supposed to believe that we don't know who the cocaine belonged to. Well, I mean, my gosh, do I care that they're railing it? Hunter's bringing in rails for some event at the White House. I would too if I had to look at Jill and Joe. My gosh.
You'd do it anyway, even if you didn't have to look at Jill.
That's kind of true.
Yeah.
By the way, Pat, you talked about the interest rates and stuff. I wanted to read this here. Heinrich Leopold tweets out stuff like this. Massive increase of U.S. debt by $868 billion in June alone to $32.332 trillion. This is the second highest monthly debt increase since April 2020. Gee, what were we doing then? Spending like drunken sailors during COVID. And will likely lead to a shock increase of long-term rates. So what you just read there, the madness of that is only going to get worse, according to this analysis. So buckle up.
Bidenomics has not kicked in yet.
That's right. We're waiting for that.
I mean, I don't want to sound like a shill for the Biden administration, but Bidenomics is just now.
There's a few things they can point to, though, like the employment situation got so much better than it was during COVID, obviously. But they take credit for that.
Yeah,
like it's their policies, not the end of COVID. And so they keep, and then the job numbers yesterday, for instance, they were expecting 200,000 some, and it was 500,000 some. So that looks good for them.
Sure does.
And that's what they try to focus on then, plus the 1.7 trillion he cut from the budget. Which was,
he's a magician with numbers. How did he do that?
How did he do it? I think he sat down. I think they ordered in.
Okay.
And he sat down with his closest, most personal advisors.
Wow, that sounds like something.
And they noodled this thing out together.
Calvin Coolidge would do.
Yes.
Sit down. We're going line by line.
Was there something where he
they're doing line by line at the White House, and that ain't it. Thank you.
Nice.
On that happy note, let's leave it right there. Have a great weekend.
The Biden administration sucks.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.